Hello and welcome back to Awakening Spiritual Gifts. I had a little bit of a technical difficulty a few minutes ago. So if you let me know if you can hear my sound. I'm hoping there are people that are going to hop on right now. So I'm actually going to put that in the comments. Because the last broadcast, my microphone said that it was working just fine. Can you hear me? Yay! Okay, good. Thank you, Bonnie Lee, for saying you can hear me. That was so strange. Seriously, like I hop on the broadcast ahead of time and it like gives me the option. I test my camera, I test my microphone, everything was working, and then all of a sudden when I got on live, it stopped working. And then my computer started being weird and I had to restart it. So that was super strange, super strange. I wonder, I'm always such a I'm such a fan of like, I wonder why. What's the reason? Like, was there something that maybe I was saying something that I'm not supposed to share? Let me check into that. No, I can share it. I don't know why. I think maybe it was just to prevent you guys from hearing what I was sharing. So that was kind of interesting. Okay, so I'm going to just start. I was just sharing a little brief, the daily energy read, the energy of what's going on around us. This is just kind of the collective energy and any collective like general messages for everyone. And then also I do have, someone had messaged in and someone to answer something that they had asked me before, and I did not do any of them yesterday. So I'm just going to at least answer some today. And then we'll get to any questions you have here. So start to write down any comments or questions that you have in the comments so that I can see them. So yes. Yeah, Carissa, this was amazing. Coincidence? I think not. Yeah, I'm all for just like there's usually a reason for everything, honestly. So I do think that there was something that was trying to prevent me from sharing something here because it was kind of a cool message. So briefly, I was looking at the energy of the day. I haven't looked at it very much lately. I've just done I've skipped a few days, but there's been a lot of messages with things like having some angelic or divine support, really feeling that connection between heaven and earth. There's feelings of movement, like, hey, we're going to move, and you got to kind of let go and surrender and release and take some action steps. Then there was also this like gathering energy. It was like a collection of energy, a collection of our thoughts and our feelings, like a society kind of feels things. It was like this energy, and it was being gathered as a form of I don't know, like I almost like harvesting some of our thoughts and feelings to kind of take note of what it is. And so, and then the last thing the thing that was coming in today was, it reminded me a little bit of an energy pattern that I've seen before, but it was different. And the direction, like what the energy looked like, it was coming down from the sky and it looked almost like a hook. But it was moving. So then it kind of reminded me of like a sickle, like the sickle that you take down the wheat, and which I thought that was kind of interesting because of the whole harvest collection thing. But anyway, so I was kind of seeing this energy come down. It looks like a hook, but it's moving. And it's just kind of digging up and helping people to move. And that energy is around us, coming in and kind of helping us kind of move a little bit. But the interesting thing about the energy around and like within, like that little hook energy that I'm seeing, it has a message in it, and it has almost instructions. So when I see the instructions, it's like, it's almost like if you were to imagine like words on a computer screen, like going down, it kind of has that type of pattern where it just like, it has a very like rhythmic and linear kind of pattern in it. And so these are like instructions that are coming down. So what that can mean for us is if you are seeking answers right now, then this is a great time to just keep asking and then to receive it. Now, I feel like that actually is a pattern. Like there's something very much collective where a lot of us are asking questions right now. What do I do next? Where do I go? What do I have to change? Which that's part of even just the collective, like dark night of the soul, when there's just things that are shifting and changing. We've got to evaluate, what do I keep or change or do differently, right? So a lot of us are asking those questions, and this is a great time to lean in and receive the instructions. Now, here's just kind of a little side note on this. This isn't just hearing what you want to hear. Sometimes these are instructions that are hard. Sometimes these are things telling you to give up something, to improve something, to do a hard step. Like it's like, no, we're going to like collect, we're going to dig in, and we're going to kind of shift some things. So when you are asking those questions, if you can get into a place where you're very objective and receiving and being willing to follow through, you're going to have a greater experience through it versus if you're trying to hold on to hard things really, really, really hard right now. So, oh, yes. Thank you, Nicole. I feel this hook moving energy. I was woken up at 3 a.m. All these thoughts of moving and doing. Yes. Lots of actions I can take to clear out the debris. Yeah, totally. And it's so interesting how I know we have some members of our intuition gym, like our membership portion here. And if you are not a member there, just if you are not, I would love to have you there. But we did a weekly call, and on Wednesday it was interesting that we talked about a lot of this without even knowing. I didn't even do the energy reading that day either, so I didn't know what it was, but it felt like a very prompted thing to talk about, clearing up some of that clutter and like debris, like you were talking about, to make room for these things. So very awesome. All right. Yeah, so I'm so glad you guys are here and commenting. I am going to do just I didn't do any of the emailed ones yesterday, so I am going to I had some people message in, and so I've got, which anyone can do that, just as a reminder, like if you're watching the replay, if you have something you can't make, you just want to make sure something's answered, we do have options that you can actually ask before, during, or after the show. Either in the comments, you can put it there, or you can email us or private message the Intuition Gym page. So that is an option. All right, so we're just going to go to Sarah, and she was asking for a general read, but also especially kind of a general read, but specifically to around what is the next step about releasing weight. She's done a lot intuitively about what her body wants and is asking for, and to change habits, but she's actually gained weight through that. So Sarah, we're going to take a look at this for you really fast and see. Okay, first and foremost, have you had your physical, have you gone to the doctor and had maybe like a blood panel, had your thyroid checked, check all your hormone levels? And the reason why I'm asking this is it does feel like there's a bit of an energy, like maybe even around your thyroid here. And then I kind of see some strands coming out, and it's reminding me of just like maybe there could be some hormone imbalances, or the messages that are being sent out, which I know thyroid, especially like, I mean, I healed from hypothyroidism, and it was like, I was losing muscle, gaining weight, hair falling out. I was cold. I mean, there were so many weird things that was going on, but it was like, even though I was working out and trying to do things, it was still just like, and I think I gained like 9 pounds in a week, and I was exercising and eating good. It was crazy time. So I feel like some of those messages and some of the hormone things could be out of whack. There's a lot of stuff that you can do, and it sounds like you've been doing some of that. Like we are both, like we are energetic beings, we are emotional, we have mental, like there's the mind, body, spirit, and energy. And we cannot forget too that part of the body is some physical things. Like sometimes the frequency in the solution could actually be through a physical frequency. So there could be some supplements, some even a thyroid, something to help you just start to transition to not needing it. So anyway, so I feel like there's some physicality to the answers that you're looking for. So if you have not gotten those questions answered through a doctor, I would definitely recommend just having them check all of the hormone levels, blood levels, where are all the numbers at for you, to give you a starting point. And then you can also give it some support with some extra supplements or whatever your body is asking for. Also too, I would say some of the emotional things going on here is I'm seeing that there's parts of you that are wanting to be seen and heard more. I'm seeing a big energy that's not like, right. I even mentioned the thyroid here, but I'm seeing an emotional energy that wants to come out like, hey, I want to speak more. I want to be seen more. I want to be heard. It's like, maybe as a child being shushed or hidden or told to be quiet and to stay, hidden. And then all of a sudden now it's like you're healing some of that and it wants to come out more. Now, interestingly enough, if you think about sometimes weight gain, when you take on more weight, you're taking up more space and you're going to be seen more just based on being seen more. Weight gain can be two things. Sometimes it can be a way to hide behind it. And sometimes another perspective is that sometimes we gain weight to counter that. Like if you're feeling small, if you're feeling pushed down, then your subconscious could tell your body to gain weight so that you're seen more and that you're bigger and that you're not as small and vulnerable or shushed away. So I feel like there's something there. So keep being heard, keep being seen, and also just honor your voice. Like if you've got things to say, just honor that voice and start to allow yourself to that process. And then once you are seen, then there might be some things to work through about, like, is it safe to be seen? Is it safe to not have criticism and things to make me feel like I want to shrink back down? So I feel like that too, that's a great thing for a lot of us. A lot of us to remember that balance there. And then let's see here. Okay, good. Keep your questions coming. Yeah, I'm gonna go till, since I was late, I'll go till I'll go a little bit longer today, obviously. So I've got another 15-20 minutes, so I'll get to some of these. All right, let's get to, in fact, I'm gonna answer one more today, which I'm just curious. Bonnie Lee, are you still on? I'm gonna answer yours if you're there. If not, I'll still answer yours, but I'm just going to go to another one with a person on live. So curious if you're there, Bonnie Lee. Okay. If not, I will come back to you. All right, let's, I'm just going through. Angie Callister, let's go to you, my dear. Let's do a general read. Love it, love it. Okay, let's see what comes up for you today. Okay. So one of the first things that I'm just kind of feeling on this one is to let you know that you are seen and you are heard. So it feels like, sorry, my corner of my eyes itching. But it feels like you've had some, like maybe you've got some pain or some thoughts and emotions, some things that you're going through that maybe you feel like you're going into, you're kind of stepping back into the shadows or kind of hiding from, or not want, maybe just feeling invisible, like people aren't seeing and knowing what you're going through. So also, first thing I wanted to tell you is that I see you and I feel you, and that that you are seen, not just by me, but like you are seen and you are heard, and that God hears you and God sees you, and you've got a lot more support around you than you even realize. So even when you feel like you're alone, you're not. When you feel like you're, not being heard, like those are the times that you actually have many around you listening and buoying you up. So that's kind of a message that's coming up. And then also to let you know that some of the emotions and some of the things that you're going through are very valid. Like, I'm seeing you have such a beautiful, beautiful heart and such a thoughtfulness for others. Like, you just want to make sure that other people are taken care of, um, and that, like, you care for them and you want to put their needs ahead of your own sometimes. And it feels like just to remember that your needs and what you're going through is just as important. Um, I just feel your beautiful heart. It's like, it's almost like this, like this kindness of just like, oh, I'm going to let people go first. I'm going to let them go before me. You know, what the hell? I just swore. I didn't mean to swear. What is in my eye? I got like a bug or something. What the heck? Like this little thing like flew right in my eye. Oh my gosh. What is this broadcast today, you guys? This is weird. My eye is watering. Oh, weird, weird, weird. Weird. Okay. I totally just swore on camera, you guys. You guys love me anyway. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is the weirdest day. What was with my computer? And there was like a little, like a gnat, little bug flying. I think it's still my eye. Hold on. Okay, because that is so weird. Oh, weird. Okay. I don't know why this is going on today, but we are just going to roll with it. Oh my gosh, it's like my contact. Okay, weird, weird, weird. Okay, well, thank you guys. Good thing we're going over a little bit. We're just gonna go like close the eye just a little bit for a minute. It is kind of funny. Like, you guys, this is what you call falling forward, like doing what you feel to do anyway. Oh my gosh, now I'm sweating because this is all embarrassing. Okay. I know. Okay, I know, you guys are so sweet. Okay, are you guys good with that? Just a minute. Like, I feel like I just need a mirror. Okay, hold on. I got my phone right here. Okay, so tell me, like, comment, like, what are you guys feeling right now? Like, what is this planetary thing going on? Ah, I got it, you guys. Woo! Okay, thank you. That was my phone. At least I think I got it. No one's in the corner. Oh my goodness. These things, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna highlight this. Nicole, thank you. The messages are important. There's something today, you guys. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, what is going on today? There are things trying to stop this like crazy. These messages are important. That's all we got to remember, right? That was crazy. Okay, so back to Angie. Let me just finish up with you. I just a reminder. I feel your beautiful heart, and it's like so generous and like letting people take a turn. Oh no, I can push myself in the background here. Your needs are greater than mine. Let me help you, or you can go first. You can go first, and just remember that um, you matter and that you are just as important. And don't forget to take time for you. And then also to allow people to see and to know of your needs, and you can even ask for them so that you can also be taken care of. Okay, so love you, my dear. Let me know how that resonates. You guys, I always love to hear how that fits for you. Okay, let's go to, let's see. You know what, Nicole, let's go to you because this is awesome. So let's do being some specific light in others. This is also kind of how I see gifts and things in people. I mean, I'm always kind of like, this is kind of what I'm always doing, is looking at the light in people and the way that it goes. But let's look at the light energy reading with a very specific intention of seeing the light reading. Okay, this is cool. Like first and foremost, it's like I'm seeing like almost electrical, like lightning bolts of like this gold energy that comes in through you, which tells me too that you probably get like when you get messages from God and like you're the Holy Spirit, like if you're hearing those things, it comes in like like it's just like I feel like you're just this receiver of this beautiful, beautiful messages there. And then also I see the importance of your voice. And when I see like this is part of one of your divine gifts where I see like this light almost coming out of your mouth, like it's a song, like it's like, ah, and it here, and it's not just a song, it's like a call. Like it just is this beautiful call energy that's coming out and that people will hear it and they will respond to it. And it's all good and it's just part of especially this and then that energy. And then also so I'm seeing like a bluish, it almost kind of looks like a navy blue energy and it kind of comes down, it has structure to it and it comes down from the mind through the mouth through out your hands. And so I feel like you have this ability to take things and then also put it into structure. So like let's say you understand that you're kind of shown or taught an instant download of like God teaching you something about something in the universal, like the mysteries of God. And then all of a sudden it's like you understand it, you integrate it, and then it comes out through your hands. And then you can like help teach it and do it and put it into a practical way that is very useful. So that is really cool. And then it's funny as I'm connecting to you, I'd say definitely take some breaths. I'm feeling like this feeling in you, like you're feeling like it's go time, like there's things inside that you got to do and that have to come out. And so I'm seeing this energy just flowing. It's almost like you're starting to be on fire. If you look, if it kind of like looks like this, like, but it's starting to build and it can feel intense and it can feel like I got to go. So I'm going to release this intensity and just kind of sit in it and marinate in it and then allow it to come out in different ways. So it doesn't feel like you're going to sit and spin and explode, like it's going to come out. And how does it come out? Do you write? Do you speak? Who do you serve? Like it just feels like it's going to come out easier when you take a deep breath and just intentionally let it flow out of you versus just, I'm going to go through and so anyway, that was kind of a fun little thing. I could probably keep going on more and more, but let me know how that is for you. That was really cool. Okay, let's see here. Let's go to Angie. Yeah, thank you for your understanding on that. That was like, I'm writing like a comforting message and it was like telling you how much you love you and then a bug. Like, that was weird. I still feel like it's itchy underneath my contact, but at least it's not in my eyeball. Okay, let's go to, I love this, Natalie, that you resonated with that. I love how these messages for people, like it really does speak to others as well. Okay, let's go to, so Bonnie Lee, you are here. We're going to go to you, my dear. You had, let's go to the message that you had sent in. And because this honestly too, like when I read this too, I was like, this is going to benefit a lot of people because this is not just you that has this. This is a common one for us. So I feel like there's some great things and I'm so glad that you're on live. Okay, I'd love for you to look at my energy with money and let's like talk about like, am I open to receive large amounts of it or do I have any limiting beliefs that don't allow for much accumulation and increase? And I love how you said, please feel free to look deep. Love it. Yes, thank you. Thank you for that. All right, let's go deep. Let's go to some core root things here. Let's see where. Let's do. Okay, so first and foremost, Bonnie Lee, I feel like you're actually like you've got your own. I mean, like we've all got our own stuff, but I actually see some generational stuff coming down. This is like coming. You're definitely a chain breaker of sorts, like where you have, um, oh my goodness, this is not even just you. Like this is a time too that we're kind of cleaning up some of what's been previously done. We're cleaning up some of the, I want to say just even the scarcity whole mindset and the scarcity way of being. Now, the scarcity way of being, a lot of it even came from, think of it like, I mean, we had ancestors that like went through Great Depression, and and a lot of them live, they live so much on the land. They don't have just grocery stores that they can just run to the grocery store, right? They've got to like really be mindful, and they've got to pack up certain things, and for a rain, make sure that they have it for the winter, and they have to work hard and maybe only get a certain amount sometimes, and then and then they had, like, there's just things in our ancestry line, and this is for a lot of us, and it feels like it's just kind of pouring down into us right now, like, let's clean this up. Very well-meaning people, there's a lot of value in hard work and saving and stuff like that, but it's like the shadow side of it can go towards, um like never having enough, or not going to have enough, and like those types of things. And so we're going to address the shadow side of these generational beliefs, and the especially for you, Bonnie Lee, it feels like you actually have a lot funneling down into you through generational stuff. Like, it's just like, oh, Bonnie Lee, you got some stuff that you're doing for your family. Your natural state is to receive a lot. Like, I see you actually having a great, like, being able to have wealth, and have all of these resources available to you. And it feels like there's some things with feeling like people take it from you. So that's kind of interesting. If there's some generational stuff, maybe there's some generational family stuff that experience that. But it also feels like, well, when I have it, people take it from me, whether that be the car breaks down, and oh, now I got to spend it on a car, or somebody has an emergency and I got to give it to them. But it just has this feeling of, when I have it, it has to leave and somebody's going to take it from me. And so I wonder if there's something there that it could look like, I always have enough and flow, and nothing is being taken from me. I'm choosing to give it, and choosing to have that gratitude and give. And so it's like a flow. So instead of an accumulation, the image that I'm having in my head is that, that of the Dead Sea. So a lot of there's not like a lot of marine life. I think they found some little living things in the Dead Sea, but there's not a lot of life, and there's not really like fish or anything in the Dead Sea. And part of that is because it has an inlet, but then it doesn't go out. So it kind of comes and it just kind of sits, and it doesn't have its life generating force. And so it's really important for us to have like the receive and the give, and the nourishment, and it's like just that releasing. And so I wonder if there could just be more of a flow that you can get into, and even have gratitude for. Yes, I have gratitude for sometimes paying for my car repairs. I have gratitude for when the money leaves me, because that's part of the flow. The more I receive, then the more I'm going to give. I also kind of have this thing for money. This is one thing that I've been really doing lately, is I started thinking about how Jesus, like with the fish and the bread, and how like he had it in the basket, he's going to feed the 5,000, and then they just had more than enough afterwards. And I was like, what if I am more like a multiplier for money? So let's say, like, if I want to bring in $1 million a year, what if I could actually give away $1 million a year and still use $1 million, like still have things for me, but I have now multiplied it. So any money that comes into me, I can actually give just as much, if not more, than what came into me, because I multiply, right? I invest, I do things to just like grow it. So am I a 5 times multiplier, 10 times multiplier, right? So I just think of like that bread and fishes with Jesus, and how they had more left over than they started with. So that's a principle, that's a universal something out there that we can do. And so how can I be that multiplier? And in order to do that, I do give and I receive, and it's a flow. And it's almost like an exciting thing for me. I keep holding this in my image, is how cool would it be for me to actually give and to serve and to give to others just as much, like, or more than even what comes in. It's like I have this beginning amount and then I have enough and it grows so much so that I can give away more. Like, it just feels really cool. So let me know on that, Bonnie Lee. I feel like that was kind of a good reminder for many of us. So thank you for asking that. And I will go for just a couple more minutes. Then I got to go get my Friday's a different day because I've got different kids to pick up at different times. So randomly, I can actually go a little bit longer today. So I will do that since this was a weird day. And I said HE double hockey sticks live. So, we're going to do some extra time. All right, let's go to some of these other questions. Just scrolling through. All right, let's go to I love all your comments, you guys. Sorry, I have to kind of go through and see these. Okay, you know what? I'm going to just go to this one. I love your name, Aventika. So there was just one quick thing when I read your comment that came in, and this was just like, I just kept feeling like, and what I could kind of see is that it looks like you've got started on this, like your purpose, like you're feeling it, you're following it, it's growing in you. And the thing that I just felt like sharing with you is that I could see was like, keep doing it more, keep sharing more of who you are, like sharing your voice, sharing your thoughts, letting this energy come out. And the moment you keep letting more of that out, then you're going to have more of your purpose revealed to you. It's like your breadcrumb trail. You got to kind of keep following it and growing. And like, there's a reason why you're here. There's a reason why we've connected. There's a reason why maybe you bump into someone else or read a certain book or something. Like, it's a path and it's a trail, and it's truly like a breadcrumb trail where you can just follow it. And it just kind of leads you along the way, and you're going to gather things along the path. So like, that's a really great answer for many of us, right? Just keep going. Lacey, let's go to you. If you have time, I would love a light reading like Nicole's. That's fun. I guess in a way, light readings are kind of like my general reading, but general read is just kind of what's going on right now. So light reading is more like when I'm looking at the gifts and the spiritual senses and stuff. So let's look at yours. Oops. Okay, so Lacey. All right, let's look at. Okay, Lacey, there's something in your hands. I'm seeing a lot of like goldish light energy coming from your hands. So I almost think too that I wouldn't be surprised if you don't have clairtangency because of the direction of the energy. It looks like you pick up information. You pick up things when you touch it and through your hands, which also is probably a way that you serve too. But clairtangency, if you have not watched this training, I would definitely go through. There's 10 different spiritual senses, and that basically just means clear touch. So through your hands and through touch, you get information, divine information. So anyway, that's just at theintuitiongym.com/senses. And anyway, so I'm seeing some of this light and energy coming up from your hands, and it just like brings information to you. And it's like, I see it giving you a little bit of information into the heart and then also to the mind. And then also it almost is like they have a mind of their own. Like so I would even lean into like, there's probably just some intuitive gifts that you have that like when you touch a person or an object, like you just will intuitively know what to do or how to move next. So that's pretty cool. I'm also seeing, it's like I'm seeing you also having this ability to kind of pick up, or if you see a problem, it's like it brings in this light and it flips it. It's like you can help shift a perspective, and it comes through your mouth. like it crosses over the mouth. So in a way, it's like, I bet you would do really good with, like, if you're talking to a person and let's say they're having a hard day, then all of a sudden you can be like, well, what about this? And like switch a perspective for them. So it just, instead of being something so dark and hard, it's like, well, let me shift this into light and show you some good in it, or how it could be good. It kind of reminds me of like a fairy godmother energy, like bippity boppity boo, the old dress to the new dress. Like, let's just flip it. So that is really cool. And then what else is there? There's something too about, I'm seeing like little light coming through your mind. It's like these, it's like little light antennas that come up through your brain, but it feels like they're specific around different topics. Like you have been given, you have these destined gifts to receive a lot of understanding and knowledge about different topics. So if you ever feel like, dang, I don't know everything about everything, don't even worry about that. Like, you have been called to go, this is a topic where I'm extremely gifted and knowledgeable in. This is another topic. Like, there's just a few of these things. It's just like, you're just going to have like a divine connection. You know, I've never looked at this. I bet you anything my husband has this with like the human body, because he's always been like a personal trainer, loves fitness, loves nutrition, health, healing, wholeness. And he has like some seriously amazing knowledge about the human body that is just out of this world. And it's like something like that. Like, you just have these categories of topics that you could really look at. And let's see here. So, good question. I love these questions. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to do this really fast, Natalie. I've got to go. I've got just like a few more minutes, like maybe 3 more minutes, and I got to go get my girls from school. But I felt like, I just think right here, I want to also echo a personal question, but also echo Carissa here. I appreciate your personal questions and vulnerability. Like, that is such a huge, not only does it show courage, but it also is a way to serve others. You know, like, we can be vulnerable, we can be real, and it's like maybe someone else who has something they don't have and they're not feeling like they want to say it, then you just had the courage to do it, and it helps a lot of people. So, love it. Okay, let's do a reproductive. Let's look at that whole area. I mean, that is such a this is such an important area for us, honestly, because it's also our, like, reproduction. If you think about that, that is the ability to create. So it's really like your creation generator. Yes, it can create children and that, but it can also be a place for other creations. It can also be a place for like pleasure, desire, your passion, like your zest and your little fire for life. That can actually come from that area too. And so it's important to have a lot of, to have that fully functioning and awake and everything. So let's look deep here. So first off, I'm seeing a bit of childhood issues there. I'm feeling, and it looks a bit like almost like, shh, keep it quiet, keep it down, keep it hidden. There could actually be some accidental, even like parental wounding with teaching about it. Like, oh, you got to hide those body parts. Those are, like it's, we don't want to look at that. It's just, you can have some of those beliefs. There could even possibly be some wounding there of, especially with that, like, let's keep it quiet, let's keep it hidden, which is like so common. Unfortunately, it's so common for many of us to have wounds in that area. Why? Honestly, I think it's because it is one of our, if you think about it, one of our most godly abilities that we have been given is the power to create. Right? Like, our brains are created to, like, we can imagine things and then we create, and that's part of our creation. I think that there's so much there that is one place that the adversary is really hitting hard. is just to affect us there. So anyway, so I definitely see some of this childhood stuff, trying to almost, and then also not even just it's childhood, but then I'm also seeing kind of on a timeline throughout your life that there's people around you who have maybe sent you messages of, like, they've either silenced you, shushed you, dismissed you, like, "Ugh, you're just little Natalie, like, you don't even, your opinion doesn't matter," or whatever. Like, all of those things trying to keep you little and keep your fullness and your expression quiet is hitting in that area. Also too, I feel like, oh, this almost makes me want to cry, Natalie. Sometimes the reason some of our biggest challenges, and many of you probably know this, but sometimes the things that are some of our biggest challenges are because they're also some of our biggest strengths, or they're one of the biggest messages that we have in the world. And so I think that there's a reason here that you're getting hit in that creative center. You are an extremely creative being, and there's a lot of I feel like there's a lot of untapped zest for life. Like, there's this passion and drive and buoyancy and excitement, and it all comes from that area that has just been squashed. And I just felt like the more you let that out, like this, there's like a playfulness to you. There's a fun and expressive, like, there's just a lot of those kinds of energies that have been taught to be contained, and it feels like just let those out a bit more, and that it's going to be one of your biggest strengths. Absolutely, because you're a beautiful creator, and not just even the things you physically create, or even reproductive stuff to create, but I also see, like, the things you say, like, you're just going to ooze this creative expansion, lovely, like, to beautify this earth, to, like, it just has a beautiful energy there. So I would start playing with just all of those aspects. If you think about all the symbolism in that area, and how can you open it up more? Like, what can you do to physically create? What more playfulness can what can you do to stimulate some of that passion and drive for things? And then also, this is going to sound really funny, but I would say, like, get some Zumba DVDs or something, and, like, work your hips, because there's something very freeing about the energy. If you can just start doing, like, wiggling figure eights, just, that's why I like Zumba. It's like very hip stuff, but it just like a physicality. When we do things with our physical body, it is symbolic and tells our brain and our subconscious and our everything else that it's like, oh, we're open in this area now. And you can, it's like, you can, sometimes when you do things physically, it can tell the energy instead of having to do the energy to do it physically. So totally, like, let it go. So I love this. And great question. I'm loving the comments here. Other people are relating to it. Is so cool. Yeah, you've got some really beautiful energy in there, Natalie. So I'm excited to let it out, have fun, play, have some zest. And it feels like, I guess I didn't really talk about some of the energy literally in the reproductive area, but that's because there's just parts of it that are just kind of sleeping. It's just like they're a little dormant. They're not as bright and vibrant and light. It's like there's dim. And so there's a lot of these things that you can do to start sparking and bringing it to life a bit more in all the areas of that. So, okay, love it. Love it, love it. Let me know again how it resonates. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being patient with me with the technical issues and a bug in my eye, or whatever it was. It flew in it. It was a crazy day. But I appreciate you guys, and sending you love. And I will be on next week. And of course, please help. Like, let's share. Share it with loved ones, share it with friends, share it in groups, share it with anybody, to keep this service to others going strong. So, all right, everyone, love you, and I will talk to you later. Okay, bye.